EP4, but I didn't get the screen. I only got the audio.
Oh yeah, I'm recording it now.
But we had a great conversation. It was actually.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, mate. I'm super happy for you.
We were talking about your haircut.
Yeah, what haircut?
Okay.
The one on the side there needs to be looking face on if you don't want us to talk about your haircut.
Did they charge a premium? Did they charge you a premium because it's like because they're risking corona and shit, or did they do normal prices?
I didn't do any. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Or what would you think barbers would do in this scenario then? As you don't know, what do you think barbers would do? What would you estimate?
I would estimate £0, 0p because all the barbers I know are in their house on quarantine.
Oh, the house. All right.
Yeah, but if I had to estimate if there are any barbers out there, about £25.
Would you guess you'd have to go to their house?
No, I would guess that you have to go round the back entrance because the shutters are. If I had to guess, because the shutters are completely down.
Would this barber in this scenario be wearing a mask and a whole kind of suit, or would they just be?
In this scenario,
if this was a felony, all y'all niggas going to jail. Y'all have not fucking talked your ways around this shit.
In this scenario, he would not be wearing a mask.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's guessing. That's just if I had to guess.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, of course, man.
Because you haven't. None of us have had the haircut.
Because Kareem wouldn't risk his life for a trim. Why would Kareem do that?
It's not for a trim to go nowhere.
If my hair is looking good, then only because I did the little bit on the sides myself.
Oh, okay. Jeez. What clippers you got?
Could you repeat the question?
Those straight, simple questions that are difficult to answer, yeah?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
He said, what clippers have you got?
What clippers have I got? I got
Yep, I love that.
Babyliss.
You got
Gillette.
Repeat the question back, then repeat your answer. This is solid.
I did it with a razor blade.
Yeah.
Took it old school.
No, it's fair enough, man.
Well, you two have. Well, all three of you have got trims. I don't know where you've got them from.
Nah, there's no shape up on mine. I cut my own hair. You can see, look, no shape up.
You cut your own?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna shave mine if I do anything.
Got that kind of natural, kind of just Henri hairline, no effort, just shave my own head.
He had millions, don't give a damn.
I looked back at clips of him. I was like, this guy never had a shape up. He just shaved his own head.
You bang 200 goals, bruv. You can do what you want.
He's a real. That's a real baller. No, don't care. That's a John Terry mentality, you know. Like no gloves, no long sleeve shirt. I'm here to play football. I'm not.
It's nice. But you might feel maybe in retirement now. You see Henri be on Sky Sports, still have a bit of beard here, just like hasn't even bothered getting like a nice like ghost shape up, nothing like that. He's just
Henri's beard
is just don't bother. But fair play, I respect it.
Oh, did you hear Dele Alli got robbed?
Yeah.
Madness. You're evil, man. You're evil.
Nah, do you know why? Because he's Nigerian, but turns his back on the Nigerians.
No, he can speak.
He pops in it.
He can explain full. He can speak full Yoruba, isn't it?
Yoruba.
Yeah, where you guys
Hey, he said that shit so.
Man said he can speak full Yoruba. Man's never heard. What house is that? Yoruba.
I love the way he just silent. He just soaked it up.
I think he's frozen.
He They trying to freeze. I don't believe it.
It's good though, isn't it? It's good. Oh, it's good. So you do it. Just it's good.
I did think Darren's unusually quiet.
You got nothing. You got nothing to say. Just as.
I love that. At least you play dead. It's like when a mad gunman comes through, you just play dead. Ain't shot you. Why you playing dead?
I'm putting that on my CV. Can speak fluent Yoruba.
Yoruba. How do you pronounce it?
That's what Dele Alli said when they came in. They said, "Hey, Yoruba. Hey, there's Yoruba. Hey, you there?
Yoruba. Like just one thing. How are you saying it?
Yoruba. Yeah, or Yoruba, or just Yoruba. Just like,
I want the second one. Do the second one, and I want that one.
Yoruba.
Oh, Mike, do you speak that fucking Yoruba?
Yeah. I think you know what? Like, my granddad goes to, but Yoruba stuff, I don't have nothing to do with it. You know.
Yoruba.
That's my grandkid. Hey, Yoruba stuff.
Yoruba. Igbo, and Hausa.
Hausa? What do you mean? You got an house? I got an house as well. Well, my part of Hausa.
Hausa.
Your part of Hausa.
You
know where that brother brings his Nigerian from? Yeah, this is Femi. He's Yoruba. He doesn't do anything.
Because you know Nigeria, they've got like different divisions. You know what I mean? Like there's like different ones. They're all Nigerian, but they're different. It's like how you're from Liverpool and I'm from Birmingham. You know what I mean?
Don't say Liverpool, it's Liverpool. You know what I mean, mate?
Oh, so my internet is unstable. What's going on? Not now.
Jimmy's here.
We're back.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, he came in before. Yeah.
I just came back.
Technical difficulties. Oh, watch him.
Looks sharp, you know.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Sharp. Looks nice.
I don't know.
Your barber blessed you.
This is what happens when this is just part of my DNA makeup, my Yoruba DNA.
Yoruba.
Yeah. Did you not know that's how it's pronounced?
And Igbo.
Look at Jimmy's face.
There's capital G in there.
Yoruba.
That's killing
Darren's so racist. In case you're just going through them all.
Well, I know some of them.
I know some blacks, I do. I know some of them.
What part of Nigeria are you from, Jimmy?
I'm half Sierra Leone, half Nigerian, but the Nigerian in me is Yoruba.
No, it's Yoruba, mate.
Yoruba.
He's not a real robber. He doesn't steal anything apart from passports. He's all right and benefits and savings from old English ladies on the old emails. Is that what they call it, Yoruba Fem? I call him Fem sometimes, not Femi, because you know.
So dumb. This is dumb. All right, we got the worst. Shit. What's the? I'll tell you the worst. I'll tell you the worst bomb I ever saw. First, we should just tell our worst bombs we ever saw. I'll tell you the worst bomb I ever seen, ever in my life, nigga. Shit was terrible. It was a fucking. I know I got like a fucking thing where people be like, oh, yo, you don't like women. I love women. I just don't like them. And it was a girl. I don't want to say her name because she's so nice. This is what makes me mad because she's actually a good person.
Just say Variety D. We all know who you're talking about. I'm going to have to bleep that out still.
Oh, dear.
I'm going to have to bleep that out. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was it actually Variety?
Nah.
Look how happy Jimmy got. Sweet over.
Nah. I don't count people who aren't funny in general. I only count. I'm saying if you bomb, it's because you are funny at some point. You can't bomb if you always bomb, nigga. That's just how you are. Like that's just. Like,
that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like sense. I bombed tonight. You always bomb, Brandon. So we have to bleep that out too.
Shit.
I was in New York and I was watching Marcus Tisson, and
oh my goodness.
Nah, I was in New York and this girl, man, she's normally she does amazing, man. This woman, she's like pretty good, but it was bad because what happened was there was no women on the bill. It was one of these shows. There was no one had booked a woman or whatever. It wasn't my show. It was a club show. It was actually one of the comedy club shows, and they just happened to have booked all dudes, and every dude was just on fire that night. Like and she was, I want to say, third to last. So everybody was on fire. It was like 8 of us, and from top to bottom, the host murdered. Everybody is getting applause breaks. People are getting standing ovations in this motherfucker. So the room is on fire. You got like big time major comics in that motherfucking shit too. So you're just like, damn, like this is a good night. There's no way anyone can lose. So she comes in and she sees there's no woman on the bill. She's like, oh, you guys don't have any girls on the bill. Like, what the fuck? And the manager's like, look, I mean, this is just a show. This is what we did. And she's all right, well, fuck it. Like, just let me go up and do 10. And he's like, well, I don't know if we have 10 or whatever. And one of the guys that's on, he's supposed to close it out. He's supposed to do like 35. He's like, let's give her 10 of mine because I got to get to another spot. Anyway, I would have to run on stage. At least here I could like say hello to, because a lot of people in New York like to get the congratulations from the audience. They love to get that fucking, well, good set, good set. They love that shit. And so he's like, yeah, here's, 10 of mine. She's like, oh, thank you so much. I kid you not when I say everyone's so on fire that it must have been like an energy in the room. And this is a room full of mostly women as well, by the way. It must have been some energy in the room that when she came up, nobody wanted to hear what she had to say. Everybody was a different comic anyway. So there wasn't like all black guys or like all like handsome motherfuckers. It was like white guy, fat guy, skinny guy, black guy. It was different people. She goes up there and she's like, hey, everybody. And people, it's just laughter happening and it just stops. Like fucking just like somebody just came in and like in a children's nursery and they was singing R. Kelly. Like everything stopped. Like it was bad. And she's just like, oh, well, all right, so let me get right to it. And starts going to this material that can only be described as like something happened to her, like something must have happened to her in her past, atrocious, because there's no reason to like, it was bad. And she's up there, she stayed the full 10 minutes. When I say she didn't get one laugh, they didn't even heckle her. All you heard was coughs, sniffs, and people drinking their drinks and drink stirring to the point of where it sounded like you were in a fucking canteen with people fucking moving.
Wait, sorry, the drink stir, like the ice. You hear
ice, yeah. You just hearing that. People looking. Yeah, drinking. You hearing sips. And and no one's giving her a bailout. It'd be better if somebody heckled her. At least you go, fuck you, maybe somebody back. It'd be like, even the host was giving her the light, and she goes, I see the light, but I'm not ready to, I'm not ready to go yet.
Two more gin and tonics, please.
I'm going to finish it. Oh, it's bad. This is what you can hear. The bathrooms are, okay, so you guys know in Vauxhall, right? You know how the bathrooms are like right there. Imagine the bathroom, imagine you're on the Vauxhall stage, and someone's using the bathroom, but it's over by one of the food places. Right? All you hear is flushing, hand drying. You start to be able to hear the traffic outside, and you're in a closed room. Like, you know how fucking far back you got to hear people driving at fucking taxis? You're just like, oh, fuck. And it was so bad. And this is what made it bad. You go, oh, she really bombed. That's bad. She got off. They didn't even applaud. They did not applaud. Like, not even one clap. He was like, oh, give it up. And they were like, no. And so he goes, all right, I'm not even going to try to bring this around. Next comic comes to the stage, such and such. He fucking murdered. He gets on stage, and he didn't even address her shit. Like, it'd be different if he was like, oh, that was an abortion. No, he didn't say shit. He just gets on stage, he goes right into his shit, and they fucking lose it. And it's just like, oh, no. Like, she's still there. She's like, whoa, they must be tough. Because we're all in the green room, right, at this point. And she's like, oh, man, tough night. And we're all like, I don't know about that bitch. Like, I was getting all type of high fives and shit. Motherfucker gave me their drink. A bitch, I will send you guys the clip of the night. I will send you my clip from the night. I'll send it after this. A bitch let me sip her drink during the set. I'm high-fiving people. I got people from the Bronx talking about homosexuality. It's all over the place. So there was no off-limits material. And the fucking dude after her murdered so bad that we're in the green room, and all you can hear every time she gets ready to open her mouth to be like, "Oh, that is laughter." Like every time she opens her mouth, all you hear is the audience going nuts. And you're just like, "God damn." Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I feel bad for her. I fucked her, but you know.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I feel bad. I feel bad. So, I gotta do
That same night.
No, I don't want that steak on my dick. I ain't fuck that bitch. No. Ugh. No, she would have said that was rape if I fucked her that same night.
Well, that just took a mad left turn.
Yeah. No, it was the worst bomb. Here's what made it bad. Her pictures on the fucking on the walls at the comedy club, and some of the audience members was like, "Yeah, you should take her picture down." Like dead serious. Like I'm dead serious. And she was right there, and they didn't care. People smoking outside, telling all the other comics, "You were amazing. You were amazing." And this lady told her, she's like, "So it's like your first time." And this bitch been going like 10 years at this point. It's just like, God damn, it's bad.
What's her name?
That is not good with the towel.
I'll text it to you because she might be kind of known now because she was doing a whole bunch of shit.
Poor lady. I've had that, not like that thing, but I've had like been after a show where you haven't done too well, but someone else has, and you're standing with them, and people come up to them and they're like, "Oh, you did really well. You did really well," and they shake their hand. "So funny, man. You had me laughing." And then they turn to you and be like, "All right, then. I'm gonna shoot off."
Oh yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst. You just got that sinking feeling like, the ground. Just eat me up right now. Just take me away. Like take me elsewhere. That is the feeling.
I think you were there one time, Michael, when I had one of my worst bombs ever. Let's see if you remember. It was
the comp.
This is before Michael.
You just did your shit though. You just did your shit. You just did your shit and didn't care, which is why I rate it.
But I had some nicer stuff I could have gone. I went up there and started talking about abortions and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't.
It was like Leicester Square Comedian of the Year heat, and they were like, "Thanks for coming. Thanks for your time."
Wait, you was there, Mike?
Yeah. So we were in the heat together. This like 2018. So yeah, I think. So so we were in the heat together. I went on second, and then I thought today, and then we're just going through it. And obviously in the heat, you never know who you're gonna get, the standard and whatnot. And I think I've probably seen Kazim before. I don't think I knew him. And then he did his thing, and then I think he did a joke about morning after sort of thing. And then when he did that, it's like people gasping. It's like, like it was like people were like.
I remember looking out into the crowd and dropping that joke, and then seeing Michael's head go like this, and just dropping down and being like, "Oh my!" And that's when I knew this was not going to go well.
God, like boy, because I was like raw, because everyone's got their different tolerances, isn't it? And I saw when I see like older, like middle-aged or you more people in the crowd, when they hear something like that, they're just like, nah. That's what got me in it. Like I was like you're just gonna talk your shit regardless.
Yeah,
but,
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, that was quite funny. Awkward but funny.
I was pissed all the way home.
Your girl was there, right? Your girl was there, isn't it?
Well, let's not call her that. That she devil was there.
Ah.
I didn't know. My bad.
That demon was there.
A female acquaintance at the time was there, innit? But that was a wild one still.
Yeah, that joke was about her. To be fair. What?
This is not the one you're in love with, then.
I never said I was in love.
What?
I never uttered those words.
Be catfished or you're in love? I'm trying to think what you have in common with.
I'm just saying I'm into somebody that I haven't met yet.
Huh?
But not love.
No.
Oh well, yeah. Of course you like a bitch before you meet her. Otherwise, why you?
But it's strong. You get me, fam? Yeah.
You lonely is what that.
You get Jimmy's face.
Right?
Unlike Ed, no. Fam, when you see, yeah. Okay, picture it this way, yeah. You know when you see someone that it makes you stop and you go, "Oh my days, who's that?" And then you start talking to them and they're cool as well. But unlike Ed, I know she's real.
Okay.
Unlike Ed, I know she's real. That's fucking.
You sound like the other person in the asylum.
No, I know she's real. We had FaceTime. We did FaceTime.
Oh shit! Okay.
That's progress.
There you go.
From
We did actual FaceTime, so I know it's real. I know she's not out here just trying to catfish me. Nothing's pissed me off so much today than the way you just ate that finger.
How? What happened?
You ate it like you didn't want to hurt it.
Like you gave him down.
Look. Let's watch him do it again. He's got another one. Go on, eat it. That's not how you ate it the first time. You switched it up.
I'm a versatile eater. I don't know. I can't remember.
All right, no problem. The worst bomb I've ever seen is no, don't do that. Don't do that, fam. I feel like you're violating me, fam. The worst bomb I ever saw was it was not too long ago. Was you there, Filio? You might have been there. It was when Uncle Ed.
I was.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah.
Was it at Banter Bash?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Nah, I wasn't at that. Wait, is that the one where he asked if the dude was gay?
Come on,
that was at
he was
your one.
hosting.
Oh yeah, sure was. Yeah.
He was hosting. What's her name? The girl who opens the youth videos.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Piece of K. Is it Kaya? Kaya?
Oh,
Kaya Gray. Kaya Gray.
No, not the spoken out, but yeah, she talks like a spoken artist.
Yeah. So yeah, Kaya. Then it was.
She's alright.
No, it wasn't. Someone else. Yeah, so it was someone else. Ed. Then me. Junior. Who was headlining then? Who closed?
Don't know. Maybe. Was it Ori?
No, it was me.
Ori? Oh no, yeah, you were headlining.
Wow.
Junior went before me. Yeah, I had such a good time.
Listen, Ed bombed so bad. Like, we were in the back crying with laughter.
Oh my God.
My God. He was telling all these jokes and just nobody, like similar to that lady, nobody was feeling what he was saying. You know what I mean?
But those are my favorite bombs, when somebody bombs so hard that all you hear is the comedians laughing at how much they bomb.
You know, he was drowning, and the thing that made it the worst is when he went, yeah, so like Brexit.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
He has never spoken about politics in his life.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah.
It was
Brexit.
completely out his realm, and he was like, "So Brexit," eh? And everyone, and then I just burst out laughing when he said that. And then I had to go back on.
That's great.
And like do whatever, and I just went back on and was like, "That was shit." And I just ripped into him for about 20 minutes. I couldn't help it. And then he came to.
Bemi might have been there.
Bemi was there, yeah. Bemi was there.
Bemi was there because Bemi was saying that he's just loving the atmosphere. Because this is what comedy should be about. When someone's doing shit, they should know.
Bemi only fucking gigs at 3 places. Bemi gigs at Up the Creek, Cavendish, and Kishan's. That's all he does. So he's only experienced like 3 atmospheres. But that was a terrible. He bombed so bad. He came to that Shoreditch, that Box Park show we did the next day to try and redeem himself. It was horrible, man. Oh my God. It was terrible.
No, those are the best. Those are the best. When someone's bombing so bad that all you hear is comedians just like making fun of that shit. That's the best bombs.
And you know what was worse? People were talking to me in my ear before I went back on, and was like, "Say this about him. Say this about him." Like in the comments.
Wow. Wow. That's not nice at all.
Oh mate, it was borderline bullying. It was borderline
That's
bullying.
when it's that bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, when you bomb that bad, it almost feels like that. It almost becomes that. Like,
but he stayed
that's the
to
game,
the end.
innit?
I rated him. He stayed to the end. I would have left. I would have gone home.
No, did he stay to the end? No, he went before the end.
Did he leave? Yeah,
he
good. He should have.
Well,
You can't be staying at the end for that. And then you know what? Junior was there, and you know what he's like. He's just at the back with that high pitched voice going, "What the fuck is this?" When when Ed was on stage. But yeah, that was a terrible bombing, man. But that's him, innit? He's not here
My
to defend
favourite
himself.
bombing. My favourite bombing was, Jamali Maddox.
Mm.
We were doing a weekend at the Comedy Cafe, and he was opening. And Jamali, if it's going well, if he gets a laugh in like the first 2 or 3 minutes, it's going to be a good gig. But if it doesn't, for some reason, he gets proper upset with everyone, and he will take the rhythm. He was on first, and his first 5 minutes was just dire. Then mid-set, he just went, "I've done live with the Apollo. I don't even need to be here." And he just started hussing everyone. And he was looking over at the comics. He was going, "That's right, I'm going to fuck this night out for everyone. If I don't get laughs, nobody's getting laughs." And he's just literally smacked. Like, when some people roast people, like Russell Hicks?
The American guy.
Roast people. It's funny. Like, they're clever stuff. Jamali's just going, "You're white. You suck. You're a scumbag." Just being a dick. Like, he took to a point where people were booing, shouting for him to get off stage. He done his set, left. When the host went back on, they were also booing. That's how bad it was. They were like, "Nah, you've ruined out." People are asking for their money back. It's a really short story, but that's probably the worst bombing I've ever seen. Jamali Maddox.
Jesus.
Man said, "You're white and you're shit."
Yeah, he was taking the whole room with him. He was like, "You're white, you're shit, da-da-da. How would you even pay for a ticket? Fuck this club, da-da-da." I was, bro, what the fuck, man? Took the whole, and he was like, "I don't even need to be here. I don't need to be here. I've done live with the Apollo. I'm doing TV. Fuck this show. Fuck this kid." And everyone was just, "No, what the fuck, man?" He was 5 minutes in. You could have brought him back.
So how was everyone else's set after that then?
Not by the final act, I think Nathan Caton was closing and he smashed it.
Wait, you had 3 black people on the same gig on the main.
Was this at Hideaway? Did you get the venues mixed up?
What's going on? Was this an urban night?
No, the Comedy Cafe. First and foremost, Nathan Caton don't do black nights. Let's just throw that out.
But he is a black.
True, but he's one of your blacks, Darren.
But he is a black.
That's disrespectful. Man said he's one of your blacks. Look, he's pretending to be frozen again.
There's a difference, like, because there's like, how do I explain? There's like,
Man said he's one of your blacks.
Please, Jimmy, explain.
Wait, look. There's like blacks, like,
that's the title. That's the title of this episode.
I'm with you, bro.
He's one of your blacks. That's great.
Fuck it, Darren. I'm with you. Fuck it. I'm with you in it. There's like.
Nah, you're not. It's it's Darren Griffiths.
I'm trying to think.
Nathan Caton, Marcus Tisson.
No. Take this. No. See,
look at Darren's face.
No, I'm interested. Let's break this down.
No wait.
Like, there's different type of black comics. You've got. I'm trying to think of. You've got Willie Robo. Not a big fan. Don't like him. But you've got Will E. Black, and then you've got Darren and Nathan and me. It's not the same, is it?
Stop trying to put yourself in that category, innit?
Yeah, one time, bro.
Just to try and save yourself. No, mate, I didn't mean it like that. It's just like, we're the same. We're the same, mate. We're the fucking same.
Nathan was closing, Jamali was opening, and it was me and Michael Legg.
I don't know what colour skin Michael Legg has.
He's white. He's Irish.
He's not Northern
So
Irish.
he's one of you. He's one of yours as well. Darren. Is basically what he's saying.
That's I didn't mean it like that though. Oh.
He's one of your blacks.
What y'all call that?
You sounded like
or something, right?
You sounded like a slave master, bro. Whose one is that? Is that my one? Nah, he's one of your blacks.
Nah, because you know there's some. Let's keep it a buck. Fuck it. Michael Akadiri's one of them blacks as well because he don't do the black circuit like that. You won't see, man.
I do.
I don't actually know.
I do.
Darren does the black circuit.
I do the black circuit.
Darren, you know what I mean.
And Darren does well in the black circuit. So what do you mean, Jimmy? What does it all really mean?
I'm not hurt. I just want to know.
Jimmy is trying to say that
racist.
Jimmy is trying to say that Darren is more of a Kevin Hart than he is Hat Williams.
Oh my God! Thank you. That is exactly what the fuck I was
Hold on 1 second. Rewind. When we least need it, Filio comes in with logic.
That's exactly.
In my whole time I've known you, it's the first time I've heard you like make sense without cussing somebody or talking about eating ass. That's like
I almost had something more rude to say, but I couldn't think of nothing. So I was like, "Fuck it."
I was worried about you. I thought you was having a stroke. Are you okay? Is everything okay over there?
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly. Thank you, Filio. That's exactly it. Because there's some black comics can't, for some reason, their material doesn't. It just doesn't work the same as it does on the black circuit.
I'll tell you. No, Darren is more of a Kevin Bridges than a Kevin J.
What does that even mean? I don't know.
Kevin J. I'm trying to decipher that one.
Kevin J.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know what this means.
Darren is white.
Who does big shows in Nigeria?
Yeah.
He gets paid he gets flew out to Nigeria to do shows. That's Kevin J.
Yeah. So who's more black, Darren Griffiths or Kevin J?
Kevin J.
Oh my goodness.
That's why you're Kevin Bridges, bro. That's why Darren's Kevin Bridges.
Kevin J. He's blacker than me, bro. He's blacker than me, bro. Kevin J is blacker than me, bro. So I've never seen a man like. But even my dad told me.
Darren trying to be frozen again.
I am frozen.
Not even responded this time. Bloody heck.
He's one of your blacks. He's not Yoruba. He's Yoruba. He's one of your blacks.
You rubber.
I'm not even trying to take this. That's the thing. His material.
Darren, if I was you, I'd fight.
I know what you mean, though, because you know what? It's funny enough, and we're in that group, Kazim and Darren. I don't know if Mike and I don't know if you're in that group. It's a Black comedians group, and this topic comes up a lot about what comics have crossover appeal and why. Like, why is Dave Chappelle able to work every room, but you know, white people don't know who the fuck Cat Williams is for the most part. Somebody like that, even though they're both, you can argue that they're both almost equally as funny, just different ways. You know what I mean? Like you can argue that, but in front of different people. So it's interesting because I will say this: bombing in a room full of black people, nothing like it. It is the worst bomb you can have.
I've bombed multiple times at Hideaway.
Oh, and that's what makes you fucking great, because I bombed in front of white crowds, and white people will pity laugh at you, or at least they'll be interested in what the fuck you have to say.
Yeah.
But black people, nigga, if you don't get a laugh within the first 2 minutes,
2
minutes is a long time. That's a grace. But you come out within 30 seconds, and they need to be laughing. That's it. You've bombed. You've already bombed. If you don't get their first 2 minutes, you already bombed. A white crowd, you can have a 10-minute set and get them back at 9:45. You'll be good, and they'll fucking say you had a good set.
I wholeheartedly agree with Filio. Like leads likely to my bomb. My worst bomb was, and it's worse when it's a paid show as well. When you get paid for it, you feel awful. But it was a show in Clapham. I was showing Clapham. I can't remember what they call it. It's you know Max's thing.
Yeah. Oh, Food Mansion.
Time to laugh.
That thing. Yeah. So
before you go on with the story, I just want to let you know that me, Filio, and Darren have both done this show, and we did fantastically well. But continue. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm a white act as well.
I know what color I am then. I know what color I am then. So what's it called? Yeah, so it was all right. Like we set up. Obviously, you guys have been there, so I don't need to talk about how it's set up. But was it like I think Max doing like some crowd work? Can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max was doing some crowd work and it's doing his thing, and then the way they put me on after a singer, which I don't. I probably didn't help, but it was a situation, so you just got to be professional and do it, innit? So obviously a singer that they like, so the crowd will hype and that. And then so I come on and then I'm not really that energetic or stage. I don't really run around. I'm more sort of within myself. So I just think the energies were unbalanced. So I was trying to say something, they were just talking. And it was when 100 people are talking and they're not even like they're just like having polite chat. They are like having a loud what conversation with each other. It's like, raw. All right, calm down. They're not hearing it. Calm down. And the MC, I think Max, he comes on and say, you might need to listen to the. So boom, I start going again, and they're listening, and then where you're like, because you've done this set so many times, you kind of pause. You shouldn't do it, but you pause where you set the last beat. So you do a bit pause, and it's like, oh shit. So I didn't say you were meant to laugh. In my head, I was thinking, oh shit, they gave nothing. They're just looking at me. And I'm looking at them, looking at me, and then we're just all looking at each other. And they're like, this is going to be a long ass 10 minutes. And then I did, so I was going through it, running through it. And the thing that made it quite, not bad, I kind of antagonized them. I was like, all right, you know what? I've got a Jamaican joke in it. So I was like, who in here is Jamaican? I'm like, all this gully side, whatever they're doing. And then I dropped the joke, and they're like, "Bro, what are you trying to say though?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's gonna be a riot in there. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me." And then the rest of the set was meh. And then I got off stage. I feel like shit. And then I was like, "Oh, you did well. You did well." And it's like we were both there. I was there too. Like, don't try for me off. I know what these. Can you still hear me? Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah. So it's like, don't fob me up. I know I was in the room too. Don't say it went great because you weren't laughing like that. And then I was in, I think, who was I standing alongside? I was standing along with another act that performed. And then they did that whole thing where they saw that act. Right, did you smash it? That was sick. Then I go to others. I'm standing there and I'm like, like he's seen me and he's going to feel awkward to say something. I don't need you to say anything because I know what happened. And then he goes to me, yeah, you good, yeah? Like I didn't even perform. Like I'm just, oh God. Anyway, yeah, that was the worst. And I felt awful trying to go and ask for money, but I think they're wider the next few days. At that point, if they didn't send the money, on one hand, I would have tried to chase it, but on the other hand, I've been like, look, that was shit.
I still want my money. My job is to show the fuck up and get on stage.
That's what Chappelle said, didn't it? I get paid for the attempt.
For the attempt, exactly. My job is not to be funny. My job is to try to be funny.
Right.
Yeah. So you better get my fucking money, bitch.
You know what? I feel bad for you, man.
They did, to be fair.
I feel bad for you because all you did was drop a Jamaican joke and they didn't like that. But I went there and dropped 3 back-to-back cancer jokes and it still went well.
Well, I think I did 10 minutes on eating ass and I talked about white girls and then I talked about that light-skinned black girl and that was my whole set. Oh, and I called my daughter a hoe and they still laughed the entire time. It was great. It was one of the best sets ever.
So we know what they like.
Yeah, I was like, these people are despicable. It was like one black lady in the front just like looking at me like, I was like, yeah, whatever. That's why you buy yourself. Oh my goodness. She was alone too. She was alone. I was like, this lady. I was gonna be like, you buy yourself scowling, but everyone was laughing so much. I was like, fuck it, I'm having good. I'm not gonna roll it by making fun of somebody's auntie.
Unbelievable. But yeah, no, that was
Oh shit. Fuck. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so definitely humbled me, and it like makes you question, can't I work black rooms? I was better asking myself this. But then a couple weeks later, I did more or less the same set at Hideaway and smashed it. So it just one of those ones. Maybe I just didn't get that room, and that's the core truth,
man. Yeah, I've been to Hideaway on back-to-back weekends. One weekend, horrible. The next weekend, amazing.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, but it just is what it is. But I don't like Hideaway. I like it, but I don't like it. Because you just never know where you're going to get there.
You know, you never do, but that's the making of you, though. Like, what I find, like, a few weeks ago, I was watching all these Def Comedy Jam sets. I was watching it, just reruns they're on Amazon Prime and stuff. And it's like, you can, like, handle a room like this and be your authentic self, and you can handle a room like that, then in theory, you should be able to handle anyway. And
well, that's what Filio told me. You just said, go up there and do what you don't tap dance for anyone.
Yeah, be yourself. That is the difference between a lot of these guys.
Especially with those type of rooms as well. You are going to find people going to go up there back to back and be like, white people can't dance.
Doing the same thing.
Seasoning food.
To be honest, especially when you're early in your career, you're not gaining fans. So it's better for you to learn to be yourself at that point rather than having to do that halfway your career when you're trying to get fans. It's like, who are you? Just be you. That's what I mean. I guess if you're being honest, that's why Chappelle's one of the reasons he's the greatest. He was all. If you look at his earliest shit, it's the same as he is now. He never changed who he was, and people had to catch up. That was it. I mean, and it really didn't get long because he's been famous forever. But at the same time, he never. If you watch that I think he did Arsenio Hall or Tonight Show. He's like 17 or something. He's talking about the same type of shit, and the audience is loving it. And then he's still doing it today, so he had to catch up. But
I think a lot of it is as well is that they'll know if you're being truthful or not. Like if you're talking about something just because you think the crowd want to hear it. Like I've done that before once or twice, like early on, and then you just feel uncomfortable saying it because you know it's not you. Like I remember watching Axel perform once, and I was like, "Wow, I wish I could be like that animated and stuff like that as Axel." And then you go and try it, and you just feel like a fraud. You just and the crowd can see you. But
I feel
being
tired.
Uncomfortable.
That's what I feel if I try to do what Axel does.
Tired? Did you say?
Yeah, he's so energetic. I was like, that's not me.
Oh, you know, like you watch it and you're like, wow, that's a performance because he's funny and he's like physical, and you're like, oh, he's really delivering a performance. And you think, yeah, that like, well, for me personally, it's like, yeah, that's what it should be. And then you go up there and you're like, but that's not who I am. So I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Of course. Of course. And when you're finding your feet, you're going to look at people who are doing well and be like, what are they doing? What can I sort of copy, or like in terms of their style and stuff? You're going to, that's what always happens. Then obviously you learn individuality and you learn about, okay, let me, you know, and you try stuff, you're like, no, that's not me.
I think
starting out, try a lot of shit, innit?
I think what I found is seeing things I like in other people, maybe like being animated or doing like act outs or whatever, or storytelling, and just figuring out how I do that my way, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Like when I first started, I didn't tell like long form stories, and then as I progressed, I was like, I'm gonna start telling some stories, but in my stories, they're still very like punchy, like setups, punch, and I was like, yeah, that's how it. Whereas like Filio, like his style, which like works for him, is he could tell a long story, keep you engaged with like a massive punch at the end or whatever. And whereas I would lose my shit on stage if I had to tell a story for that long.
Mate,
in my head, I would just be like, I need to get to the end of this.
No way.
I think you both can do it.
I have no appetite to do it. That you could go. This sounds like a kind of compliment, but it's like you could go like minutes without a laugh because you know
you stay comfortable in it.
Yeah, stay comfortable with it because you know, it's like, I've got the punchline. The punchline's there. The punchline's coming. I see you on stage. Like, even if I've heard the joke before, I'm like, are they still? No, they're still following the joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and they're in it. They're in the story. Like,
and because they're going, oh no, he didn't do that.
I think one thing as well is that Filio's stories are just interesting without a punchline at the end. they're just interesting. So they're like, oh shit, what? They're in it. Whereas like, I'm telling a story about playing Knockdown Ginger with my cousin. They're like, okay, can I have the punchline? But or that's what I think. So in my stories, I'm just like punch, 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 and then big one at the end. But again, it's just figuring out how to do that other stuff and stay true to who you are.
Of course, and I think Chappelle, like Chappelle said, you don't have to be funny all the time, but you have to be interesting all the time. So as long as you can take that, and your story's interesting, I think it'll be as long as the audience are engaged and you can see them, whether they're leaning forward or they all eyes on you, then that's, you know, they're with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's hard to go into that silence and just sort of run with it, isn't it? So it takes someone bold. So shout out Filio for that.
But Chappelle says that as well, to be comfortable in the silence. Because 10 seconds where it's silent on stage, I don't know if you lot feel the same, but for me, it feels like 10 minutes.
Yeah, if it's silent, it just feels like forever. But if you...
Even when I take a sip of my drink, I'm like, this is uncomfortably long.
I just try not to fucking... on that I'm uncomfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable in the silence, but I'm also like, woo, if this punchline don't land, that's my ass. If this doesn't hit hard, so I'm comfortable in it. But I think the more you sit there and dwell in it, and then they look at you like, well, he's fine. It's more of a relief for them when you do the punchline. They're like, oh, okay, I can laugh. They're more relieved as opposed to you, because you're like, look, they either gonna laugh or they're not, and the people are just like, oh, thank God there's something funny. Woo! And now it's like a big, just like a big relief.
Do you know what must be scary for you is when you first try that story out and you don't know if it works yet, like properly.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. like the first 3 times is like, oh shit.
No, I've seen the video pull out on a few times.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna go.
Because you'll be telling the joke and then people don't get it, and you kind of does this feel, fuck it, whatever, she's probably lesbian. Just mumbles his way out of the story. It's like, whatever. It's fucking.
Yeah, who gives a shit? And then I go into something else.
And they just talk about something.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a real life dilemma here. Well, not a dilemma, but I thought it'd be a good topic of discussion. So I was at my auntie's house the other day, and my cousin, she's like 17, was filming me on her Snapchat, and she said something like, I said, oh no, she's filming me, and I'm just shouting out my Instagram handle, innit? And I said, but I said no girls under the age of like 18 or something like that, yeah. And she was like, oh, you think you're so nice? Why do you think the girls even want to add you? I was just mucking about when I said this. I said, I don't care, I got a girlfriend. She was like, do you? I was like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. You don't know about. And she went, is she black or is she white? And I was like, what's that got to do with anything? And she was like, oh, let me know. And I was like, she's white. I went, she's white, yeah. And then she goes, you're such a coon.
Who called you a coon?
My own cousin called me a coon. I was like, how? I was like, wow. Beat, brother. I was like, no, she did not just call me a coon. And you know what the thing is? You know what's so mad is that she's mixed race.
You should have really.
How is she mixed? Dad's white or mum's white?
Well, it's not like directly. So her dad was mixed race, and her mum's black. But the thing is, her dad's mixed race. So there's like a dual heritage on that side, and then her mum, who's my auntie, on our dad's side, my granddad, so my dad's dad, was mixed race. So I was like to her, you don't even know. You're like white on both sides. You've got it in you, yeah? She was like, no, I'm not. I'm a black woman. I was like, maybe face value, but I was like, you're also... And we got into this massive argument. I walked out of the room, came back, and I was like, anyway, call me a coon. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly. I know my background. I know my people, whatever, yeah? I go, I'm pro-black. She goes, you can't be pro-black and date a white girl. I said, that makes no sense. And then we got into this...
Umar Johnson, baby. Umar Johnson. That's Umar Johnson.
Umar Johnson.
Living classes.
Umar Johnson.
That's what I said to her. I said, you're watching too much Dr. Umar.
My problem with him is that he doesn't do anything positive. He's taken all this money and all this other shit. So in effect, he's now having done horrible things to the black community. And some shit he says, like when he says some of the youth can't be reached, so we might have to kill them. Like, what type of shit are we talking about? Like, so when I look at this dude, I'm like, this dude is the worst example ever. Because he
didn't
said
say killed them. He said put them to sleep.
Put them to sleep forever.
For good.
Yeah, for good. But the one thing he did, when he said he's fucking descendant of Frederick Douglass, and Frederick Douglass is essentially the reason black people were freed from slavery in America. And he goes, and one of the guys was like, well, you know, he had a white wife later. He was like, yeah, he would have to atone for that. And it's like, did you just say the reason you're free today, the fucking, is this a joke? So his ego is at such a level that it's like, sir, there's so many black women that have shit to say about you. The last thing you need to be worried about is if a black man or a black woman is dating somebody outside their race and doing things for the black community, they can't be pro-black truly. I'm like, I don't know.
I guess it depends on definitions of pro-black, innit?
Yeah, it also depends on your definition of black, but I'm crazy that your cousin called you a coon. And like, that's such an American slur as well.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
what I came home and I was like, you never guess what Thingy called me. And I said to my mum, I was like, you know, Filio's told me like stories before. Like, if you went to the South and called someone that's your ass. Like,
yeah, it's over. That's not even if you black, if you like really getting into it with somebody, but you acting like a coon, it's gonna be a physical fight.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. If you're white, you're gonna get shot or killed. But if you're black, it's gonna be a physical fight.
I said to her, so she was like, you can't be pro-black, blah blah blah, and I was like, all right then, what does? So it's a long ass story, but to cut it short, I was like to her, what is pro-black then? She was like, it's three things. You have to invest in black businesses, be financially free, and support black political campaigns and do your part for that, right? Which I get, blah 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 blah. But my whole argument is one. I'm going to support whatever business has the best product. And end of story. There's no way I'm going to go and support whoever the thing is, and he's got a terrible product just because he's black. That makes.
And this is why you are a coon, my brother.
No. That's just bad business. That's just bad business. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna. If Darren, if you had a shop, right, and you were selling phones, yeah, you made your own phone, yeah, and it was like the iPhone or whatever, but it was just like terrible. But there was an iPhone. I'm sorry, my friend, I'm going to get the iPhone because it's just a better product.
That's poor, man. That's poor. You should be supporting black always. Black.
Nah, fam.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not fully black, so I can support whoever I want.
Like, I don't even use Amazon. But I use the black delivery service, and yeah, I've been waiting 4 months for an opener. So what? I've got cans of beans ain't opened yet, but I support black businesses, my brother.
Yeah, I went to a black business today. It took me ages to get my haircut. Oh, did I just indict myself?
The corona, like, not because of lack of professionalism,
right? Because everyone's dying, so it took a minute.
No, he's always like that. He's always like that.
Oh wow.
Now my thing, with being pro-black or whatever, I think before you start any of those conversations, just try to agree a definition, and then you can agree to disagree or that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's my thing, because
that's just a good rule for any conversation.
Yeah, because all you ends happening is you end up arguing because you've got one idea of pro-black in your head, the other one's got the other idea, and you both going, I am, you're not. If you just went, well, what does pro-black mean to you? And they said, well, be pro-black, you have to support like the black family, the institution of black family, and to do that you need to pick a black partner, which I've heard that before. And if that's someone's definition and that isn't someone else's, then just go, okay, we disagree on that bit.
So that's it. There's no point in going even further. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
just end the
definition
conversation.
Was as a black man to go out into the world and just be a positive representative of my community. Have a good job, or just have a job. Don't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Pay my bills on time. Just do everything I'm supposed to do and not feed into like negative stereotypes of my community. To me, that's me being pro-black, just to be a positive black man in society, so that when people see me, they don't instantly think I'm what is perceived in the media, and be a representative. So it might sound really racist because it is, because this will happen. So people outside of my community go, oh, they're not. It sounds really bad, but we'll go, oh, they're not all like that. Of these negative stereotypes they've been fed through whatever medium they've been fed it.
The argument against that would be that's very lazy. You actually have to do nothing to do that. So what someone
because I could easily be a drug dealer. I could easily have multiple baby mums and kids.
Listen, it's hard to be a drug dealer and it's hard to have multiple baby mums. There's effort in.
It's really not that hard. It's really not.
I mean, it's pretty easy to be.
I don't even know where to buy drugs.
But you gotta
because you're one of those blacks, as Jimmy referred to earlier.
Oh, what a way to come back. Sorry, lads, get a baby mother.
There we go. This is a baby mother.
Yeah. Baby mum be the nuts. So,
listen,
man. What colour is your baby mum?
She's mixed race. She's so sexy, otherwise I would not give it a time all day. Fucking hell, stresses me out.
Is she there now?
Nah, she's gone now. She just tried to drop off my child. I was like, bitch, take that kid back.
Drop off her child, or is it your child as well? Is this your child?
She ain't my child until she's my child when she's with me. Until then, don't call my phone. Don't. She's my baby next weekend.
That's
not my weekend, bro.
This is exactly what Kazim was talking about.
See how easy it is now, Darren. Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? It's easy. I'm pro. After Jimmy just came back in this chat, I'm 100% pro black. No one can tell me shit.
That's not my weekend.
Oh,
it's not my weekend. Take you and that child and leave. I'll see you guys next time. I want to see any faces.
Jimmy's talking all this big talk, yeah. But everyone's seen Jimmy's Instagram stories, bruv.
I love the kid, man.
Exactly.
That's my G still.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
she on the appropriate weekends, innit? Don't just turn up, bro. Don't just turn up. This is my time.
Don't just turn up. But yeah,
shit. Sorry, I missed so much.
I was talking about being pro-black and Kazim being called a coon by his cousin.
My younger cousin, who's mixed race.
Why are you a coon?
Why should you call me a coon?
Yeah, is it because you date a white girl?
Well, did you hear that earlier, or you just?
I heard a little bit of it.
Oh, I was gonna say, because that's a mad assumption you just made.
No.
It would have been 100% spot on. Nah, fair play to you. I would have been like, is that the energy I give off? I don't really care, but.
No, I heard a little glimpse of what you said earlier.
Yeah, so basically, and what made it even worse, is her brother has 2 kids for a white girl, and I was like, so is he a
she
coon?
probably thinks the same about her brother. Right?
She wouldn't answer that question.
Yeah, because
she shuffled. Lack of consistency.
No, she should sell it for chest.
And then do you know what made it even worse, right? Yeah, is I go to, like, my whole thing was, I can't believe you called me a coon. Like, my own family member called me that. Yeah, and then she turns around to me and goes, "It's just banter." I said, "No, it's not."
This guy's new comedy, fam.
Nah, fam.
Hilarious. That she called a coon. That will hurt my chest.
Bro, it did. Imagine walking out of a room, like, say, like, you go into the kitchen and everyone thinks the conversation has died down, and then you burst back in and go, "Furthermore, I ain't no coon." Blah, blah, blah. That was me. I left the room and came back on smoke.
Yeah, that one, you have to do some soul searching, fam. What, me?
I was driving on the way home. I was like, "Am I a coon? Like, I don't think I'm a coon. Like, I know exactly." And then I had to drop some real game on her. I was like, "All right, Martin Luther King, one of the most prestigious black campaigners, pioneers, you know what I mean, whatever you want to, was out here just chopping down white women.
He's married black though.
Right, that's exactly what she said. So I said, isn't this worse that he married a strong black woman and then went and cheated on her, as Dr. Umar would say, with the devil? Doesn't that go against everything this quote unquote pro-blackness is about?
I didn't hear about this. It's only recently.
Yeah, no, they would say that would go against it. Some people would say that well, as long as his family's black, because if you're talking about wealth, then the wealth stays within the black family in the black household.
It doesn't stay within because black people don't fucking own shit. That's the other problem.
From poorly run barbershops in Caribbean.
My only definition of black, what is it? Being pro-black is just do your best not to kill other niggas and try black, and try not to defame your own people or talk down about your own people or inhibit your people anyway, especially in front of other people. So like when I'm out with my mom, you know, if I'm sometimes with my family, I want to be like, y'all niggas stop being niggas. Like I want to like really get at them because they get on my fucking nerves. I'm like, I hate you motherfucking black people. And I want to say some shit, but can
we just address Jimmy? Jimmy, what's happening?
What are you doing, nigga?
Is he playing PlayStation?
Yeah. We just
is that his kid? I seen a kid's arm.
PlayStation.
No, I think I seen like
I saw a young arm.
Yeah, I saw like a little kid. Is there a kid? Yeah, there's a kid right there.
No, that's Jimmy.
No, there's someone else. Is that a kid or woman?
No, that's
him.
Can't
work out. Nah, there's another face. There's another face.
Nah, it's his baby mama.
Oh, his baby mama's there.
Or his kid.
You're on mute, fam.
We can't hear you, bro.
God. Sorry, it's a goddaughter.
Goddaughter.
Oh.
Oh. I know, I heard it. I was like, I'm looking at.
I don't like the way, Filio, you was able to spot a kid so easily. These are some of you want to tell us.
Man, been kicking it with Dino, man. You know.
Oh, no!
No. Yeah, we have to.
Red card. Red card. I put you on
shot.
Red card. You go on mute, sir. Red card.
This is my. I'm waving my white flag.
Red card.
Michael cut out.
Take your video off as well. Red card, fam.
For that, fam. Yeah, you have to take 5 minutes out. That is 5.
What minute are we on?
I'm still right here. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, no, you're muted. You're on a red card, my friend.
Yeah,
nah, I'm right here. I'm fine.
Yeah, stop unmuting it. You're on a red card.
I'm not unmuting it. You're unmuting it.
that Jeez, Louise. Jeez.
Wow, we was having a proper deep conversation, and it just turned right back to the foul.
See, that's coonery right there. That's some coon shit.
What?
How many bleeps you gonna have to do with this episode? Damn.
You know what's fucked up, and I'm not even a diss to us. I don't think anyone that we mentioned on here listens to the podcast.
Nah, I don't think they do, to be honest.
I think they're jealous because everyone we mentioned would have already given feedback about it.
True.
You know what I mean?
Do you remember that time we cussed Phoebe High on the old podcast? We cussed Phoebe High.
She never heard it.
No, she listened to it.
Oh, she did.
She listened to it, yeah. And she was like, you guys are so crazy, man. Like, thought it was a joke, but we was being deadly serious. We were like, she's fucking terrible. She sucks.
Unbelievable.
And she heard it. Ooh. I didn't take I won't mention it again, but it was something I was meant to take out last episode, but I didn't. Yeah, I think the only person that listens to it from minute 0 to end is Micah.
Oh, shout him out.
Micah DMs me. He was like, he would DMs me all the time. He was like, really good episode, man.
Shout out Micah.
Yeah, big up Micah, man.
Yeah, pro-black thing, though. Similar to Finn's saying. For me, I don't really have a strong definition or strong kind of feeling towards the term pro-black. My thing is similar to video. Like, if you're black and you're out there, chat shit about black people, to non-black people to kind of beg favor with them. Like, don't go around going, oh, I'm not like blacks, and don't do shit like that. Don't throw black people under the bus. If someone black is doing something fucked up or wrong, then don't try to pretend you can't see it.
No, R. Kelly's still one of us.
I like how. I mean,
Darren keeps pretending to be frozen.
Hey, no, wait. Hey, because Kirby has that joke though, where how come we can separate the artist? We can't separate the artist from the art, but we can separate the inventor from the invention.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's like everyone's like fuck R. Kelly, but I saw someone on Twitter the other day that everyone was like fuck R. Kelly, and this one guy was like, oh, but y'all play Vibes Cartel. And this niggas are. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, ooh.
That was a big argument.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, because then I thought about that. I was like, wait, there's a lot of murdering motherfuckers that make music.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I think the reason why people hate R. Kelly so much is because he went through that period. Well, some people hate R. Kelly so much is because he went through that period of that trapped in a closet, and there was like 28,000 chapters, and they're just annoyed about it.
Bro, I love the Trapped in the Closet, man.
So did I. But I knew a lot of people that were like, this is too long. Did it stretch over 2 albums? I'm pretty sure it stretched over 2 albums.
Yeah, it's just great, mate.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So,
like, people are very subjective when it comes to separating the art from the artist. People need to, you can't just do it for one person and not everyone else.
Yeah.
Because they're doing Michael Jackson verses, but they weren't doing R. Kelly one.
Yeah, and like Elvis, and you can talk about
Elvis.
do
you know what I mean? It's like,
there's so many.
You can't pick and choose when you want to do that. You either go all in or you just don't.
A Chris Brown versus R. Kelly clash. I put it on Twitter, no one responded to it. But instead of music, it should be cases. Who had the best cases?
That's so dumb.
I put it out there on Twitter. No one responded to it. I follow everyone on here. None of you liked it. None of you retweeted it.
I can't freeze myself.
None of you retweeted.
I wouldn't be allowed.
I'll try to freeze myself.
You know how much shit I want to like on Twitter and I can't do it because people can see your likes. I want to like so much shit and people be like, Jimmy, is this how you really feel? Oh, fuck. I can't do it.
Yeah, I want to make it clear that I follow all of you and all of you follow me back and not one of you liked it, retweet. Even DM me and was like, that was a good idea. None of you even DM me.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, and I'm glad.
You're lying. I can tell you're lying, Michael, right now, by the way you just said that. Why did you just say that like you are Ray Charles? You were like, I didn't, you know it do what it do, baby. I didn't see that, baby.
I didn't see shit. If I did see shit, I would have acknowledged it. That is very...
You know what was there? I would have laughed to myself and then kept on scrolling. Kazim. Every day, Kazim.
I just try and say stuff on Twitter that will make me go viral for all the wrong reasons.
But then again, you want all of that in your mentions because they have stands, you know, and people have time on the internet more than you can probably appreciate, and you don't be battling these people.
But guess what? I will go once I've realized it's picking up steam. I'll just log out.
That is true. That is
come back next week.
That is the power that you have. You
when someone else is holding the smoke. Just come back next week, innit?
48 hours later, innit? Yeah.
The worst people to battle with on Twitter are Black Twitter. Them lot get them chucked the fuck out of there. Black people erase people's whole careers.
Oh yeah, they're the best detectives. Like they could find out about your job, your upcoming promotion, like
bro.
Oh, they mess with your personal life.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
oh fully.
I've seen them cancel people. Like they have got people out of
there. When you
they'll find out where you
when you racist, they will find all your shit. Mate, all your shit. They put your address up.
What's worse is they'll cancel people for stuff that they shouldn't be cancelled. Like there's one girl who she posted like, 27, I can't believe I'm earning. I got my dream job, and she earned like 130 Yeah, she's like IT. So people are like, right, how do you get that? How do you get that? And she was like, oh, I didn't even think it was that much because there's like one age to earn more than me and stuff. And then because people are so in their feelings about her being that young and earning that much money, they're like discussing your salary. And people to contact her boss, saying like, oh, look, she's online discussing her salary. Nothing happened to her work-wise, but she had to just come off Twitter because people are literally trying to end her life because they're so mad. She earned so much.
Yeah, where's she trying to help people?
Yeah, she was.
They should be cancelled. They should be cancelled for cancelling people.
Well, I think was it Filio who said it that anytime you drag up someone else's old tweets, your old tweets should be dragged up as well.
I'm serious.
But that's what starts happening.
Yeah, every time you try to anytime you try to drag up someone's old tweets or anything someone said in the past for the purpose of getting them quote unquote canceled or in trouble, everything you ever said or have done in the past should be brought up. Your record, traffic tickets, niggas, drunk driving, fucking anything you've ever done should also be brought up. And then you weigh it and you go, okay, well, because there's no one that's clean.
Yeah, that's
people. I know people, and I'll specifically say, like, I know girls, women who have gone to try to cancel, like dudes and other women, and I'm like, I know for a fact you got a felony charge for assault and battery. If you're canceling somebody because of something they said, you try to kill a motherfucker. Like, shut up. You don't get you're not the barometer of goodness now. And then they'll be like, well, that was 15 years ago. As was his tweets, nigga. Like, it was like 10 years ago. What are you talking about? Like, so the fact that you try to do that, I think that should be mandatory. I think especially if they're spearheading the charge. Yeah. It should be like, all right, you want to spearhead the charge? Let's bring up all the shit you ever did. And especially with it when it comes to like canceling, because like, you know, like a girl will be like, oh, this guy was creepy on a date. Well, let's ask some of the men in your past about if you were creepy or not. Let's look at some footage of you here at this bar drunk, grabbing this dude's crotch who kept moving you off him. Seems pretty creepy to me.
So,
nobody ever but nobody ever is called out for that shit. Yeah, it will never happen, but it's like that should definitely be like I don't know, I would. I mean, I would be like, if y'all can't bring up their past, then don't bring my shit up. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I
only cancel people if all your shit is also there for 10 years.
That's true.
Well, guys, I think we're all very positive, pro-black males, so I think we'll never be cancelled. So,
yeah. Well, not Jimmy, but because of what he said earlier, where he said that's why I date white women. He's done. But it's a wrap.
What he said he did.
Yeah. Yeah, earlier he was like, "That's why I date white women." I was like, "Well,
is this when my computer messed up?"
No, this is about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, he will have a career. He's just not gonna. I just wouldn't start shit with Black Twitter. That's all.
That's
like, you'll have a career.
I only said that because you said, "Oh, look, you know, that's the only reason."
Hey, listen, I'm not. You don't have to explain to me. You know what I'm saying? You have to tell me, player.
Jimmy, this is all you because Filio didn't even race. He did that race at all.
No, but
Filio didn't. He didn't.
I really did.
Granted, Filio is black, and therefore, if you had a sibling, they would probably. But
I could have been talking about my sibling.
He could have been talking about a brother in arms. He could have been like in the army.
Yeah.
I've said in a short time, I've said a lot of dumb shit, including stuff about my child. So if I don't post this episode, because you know why, baby mom follows me on socials. I can't.
No one promised you. No one. Well, my thing with this is like the fact that if you're a comedian and you're doing something within comedic text, like. The context of this whole podcast is comedy, right? So anything said on here is obviously we're just fucking around. And if someone's like, oh, well, you should get canceled for fucking around, that's not my demographic anyway. I'm not like I don't care about. That's like when they were trying to cancel Chappelle for all the transgender stuff, and he was like, I didn't even know that was shit because my demographic isn't on Twitter. Like I don't give a shit if Twitter is trying to cancel me. I don't have Twitter. So he's like, I didn't know, and I'm still selling out arenas. So he never caved to it. So if you stick to your fucking who you want to entertain, like Jimmy, your whole shit is middle-aged white bitches. That's who fucking that's who and Milton Keynes. I seen that shit. His whole Facebook. I told you last time. Every time I'm online, it's like one mutual friend. I know it's Jimmy. Yep, it's Jimmy. It's some girl who's either got a mixed kid and she's single, or she got 2 white kids, but she looks like they niggas and she's single. That's it. That's it.
They're my favourite. They're
Yes.
they're my
I can't
favourite.
argue at all. I really can't argue with that. You're absolutely right.
Well, guys, this has been amazing, but
I'm gonna jet.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right.
What did we say the title was going to be?
He's one of them blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're black.
One of them blacks.
Or he a coon.
No,
Nah,
no.
I don't think they're going to put that on Spotify.
Oh yeah, they might block us.
Also, I think I'll be able to put it on Apple Podcast now.
Yeah, I think you need so many episodes, so many hours.
Or some crap, yeah. So.
Yeah, it's got to be so many to get on Apple now.
Yeah.
They used to just let you put up whatever the fuck you felt like.
Yeah, you need so many hours first.
But then, yeah.
But yeah, all right, players.
All right, peace.
Love
What that boy?
He said goodbye in Yo Rubber.
You robber, you robbers. You robber.
Later. Okay.
See ya.